What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifata Melafonum of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for tuning in today, Saturday. Saturday morning inspection, whatever you want to call it. It is the weekend. It is the weekend of the bye, and you know what? Not a whole lot of Lions news, but I think we got a little bit of a topic for you guys today. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail, I know a lot of us have been speculating, whether it's in print media, YouTube media, this channel, other channels, whatever it is. Should the Lions pull the trigger on acquiring this guy, that person, whoever it is? I think maybe some of the answers to our problems might just be in-house. Could that be what Brad Holmes and Dan Gamble are thinking about? It's possible, but we're going to kind of Scooby-Doo it, deep dive, see what you guys have to say about all of it, and go from there. We're going to review this rookie class and see what kind of thoughts we might have for the second half of the season as some of these guys start to emerge more and more. Before we do, though, a couple real quick things. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push for 8,100 subs. We're about 27 subs away. So if you can help out with that, that'd be great. Also, if you got a half second of time, it's free of charge. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, whatever you want to call it button. Go ahead and hit it and try to help out the channel. Next, but definitely not least, if you are looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, you can give me a call. You can shoot me a text, have a conversation with me. What can I do? Use over 30 years of experience to help you either buy or sell property in the great state of Michigan. It can be commercial property. It can be a new house. It can be a plot of land if you'd like. Whatever it is, give me a call. Let's see if we can save you some money, make the process easier, go from there. If you're outside of the state of Michigan, you can still contact me. Just a couple little nuances we have to do differently. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get over to our first segment of the day. And you guys probably already know it is 5 headlines now. All right, 5 headlines now, and we've been talking about all week. Since it is the bye week, we get a little bit further into the bye week. There's typically less and less news just because, hey, the players aren't around, the coaches aren't around. My guess is most players and coaches will start reporting come tomorrow or be back in the offices, etc. So maybe we start getting some more news. But anyways, 5 headlines now. Let's dive into it. Lions may be able to lean on a Jared Goff-led offense that got its groove back going into the bye week. The Associated Press story by Larry Large. So we all get it. Lions offense, like a lot of offenses in the NFL this year, started off a little slow. They came on, hey, not a whole lot of firepower against the Rams, got enough to get the win. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, we put up over 400 yards. We just didn't do well in the red zone. But each week you've seen the offense do more and more. You've seen the accuracy of Goff improve exponentially, obviously with last week's performance, and then even the first half against the Cardinals. But what we can say is this offense seems to be picking up some steam right now. Now you give them 2 weeks to get ready for the Dallas Cowboys, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do some preparation as well for potentially a Minnesota this week. But whatever it is, this offense seems primed and ready to go to explode. Where are they going to go? How many points are they going to score? What's the average going to be by the end of the year? We're going to have to wait and see. But I think we can all agree, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you disagree or what your thoughts are on the offense. But this might be one of the toughest offenses to defend in the league. So, all right, moving on from that one. Detroit Lions defender shockingly named trade candidate by NFL analyst. The Sporting News, Mike Moratis. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of credence in this story, but it's at least something to talk about during the slower time for news. So Mike Moratis has listed the Detroit Lions as potentially trading one of their defenders. And you might say, man, who's on the team that might get traded? Yeah, Anus Rakestraw. So these listed Rakestraw as a potential trade candidate to other teams. He even goes so far as to say he thinks the Lions might package Rakestraw and maybe a second-round pick for a defensive player that would come in and start. He does not name who the defensive player is, just thinks that perhaps Rakestraw is on the way out. I'd say the chance of this on a scale from 1 to 100 are about negative 50, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Lions just don't like the guy. I don't know. But I don't think this is a great story. Again, maybe there's something out there into it that I'm not aware of. I would just say I wouldn't be betting on it. All right, Aiden Hutchinson has most pressures to start the season in Pro Football Focus era. This is from USA Today, story by Billy Receipt. So let me pull this up for you guys. But yes, Aiden Hutchinson, we all get it. He is on a monster start to any season ever. And as you can see from the screen, most pressures in the first 4 games of a season in the Pro Football Focus era. So since 2006, Aiden Hutchinson, 40 pressures. Cameron Wake in 2012 had 34, and J.J. Watt, yes, J.J. Watt himself, 32. So Hutchinson, as you can see, we all get it. He's got some sacks. He's got a lot of pressures. He's forced, I believe, a fumble. He's deflected a few passes. He's done a whole lot in these first 4 games. And really, what else do you expect from this guy? The guy has a motor that just doesn't stop. I'll probably say it until I go to my grave that he reminds me so much of Bruce Smith. If they could just get somebody opposite side of him to help flush the pocket a little bit more and towards him from time to time, I think Hutchinson's numbers would actually go up even more. And wouldn't that be something? All right, sad news here. Probably most of you have seen this, but if not, let me make you aware of it. Former Detroit Lions assistant coach and quarterback Greg Landry has passed away at the age of 77. And this is from the Associated Press, the AP Wire. It's unfortunate, but unfortunately, Father Time comes for us all. The team announced it yesterday via social media. Landry played in the NFL from 68 until 81 with the Lions and then Baltimore Colts. After 2 seasons in the USFL, he returned to the NFL and played 1 game with the Chicago Bears. He threw for 16,052 yards in his NFL career, 98 touchdowns, 103 interceptions. He was also one of the best running quarterbacks in NFL history, gaining more than 2,600 yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground. Yes, he was crazy legs for the Detroit Lions. Lions selected Landry with the 11th pick overall in the 68 draft out of Massachusetts. He played 11 seasons in Detroit at a record of 40, 41, and 3. His finest season came in Detroit in 1971 when he threw for 2,237 yards and 16 touchdowns and was a first-team All-Pro. Made his only Pro Bowl as well. So sad news for him. And yes, those stats, obviously different time in the 60s and 70s as you look at them, but sad news for all. All right, Blockbuster trade pitch sends $45 million edge rusher to Detroit. This is from the Heavy, story by Nathan Doherty. And, I threw this in there because it's yet another print media, national media, online media, whatever you want to say, who's saying the Detroit Lions are in talks, or at least suggesting they're in talks, I should say, for Hassan Reddick. Could it be the Lions make the move? We'll wait and see. But everybody and their mother and their mother's friend seems to think that Reddick is going to come to Detroit at some point this season. I think we all agree the guy's got some real skills. He's got some abilities. And we just talked about Hutchinson having a teammate, somebody of that caliber opposite him. Reddick probably does fit that bill, but does he emotionally fit with the team? That, I guess, is the area of concern or debate. I know I can't remember who it was in the morning show yesterday said, hey, he thought Reddick had a bad rep, or they thought Reddick had a bad rep because, in his opinion, at least I think it was a he, so don't hold me to this, guys, that the Jets promised Reddick a contract. They've now kind of reneged on it, so that's why I think there's some bad blood there. Maybe he'd be right as rain and good to go, the ideal teammate when he got here in Detroit and had his new contract. Could it happen? I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get over to the main topic of the day. And I think, again, we're going to have a good one with this one. All right, main topic of the daytime. Let's talk about, could the Detroit Lions, instead of pulling off a trade for somebody, could they just keep it in-house? As you can tell for the thumbnail here within, I think there's some evidence of it. Yesterday, we all talked about, hey, could the Lions go out and get Max Crosby? Could they go out and get Hassan Reddick? Could they go out and get Trey Hendrickson or somebody else? Could it be, though, if we don't go that direction, is that a sign that Levi Onwuzurike is superseding expectations? And let's be fair. The couple games he's been the starting end opposite Hutchinson, he's done pretty well. We're not going to say he's blowing everybody off the charts or whatever, that he's setting record paces, but he's done pretty well. Pascal, as a backup to him, Joshua Pascal, has done fairly well too. But could it be that one of the rookies, say a Mekhi Wingo, is ready to ascend up the ladder a little bit more, either to a sound backup position, or could it be by the middle or latter part of the year he gets to the starting spot? I want you guys to debate that. What do you think? Is that a possibility? Now, some of us have talked about the Lions need to get another starting offensive lineman. We've also been talking about since training camp, since rookie OTAs, that yes, it's been very apparent Giovanni Manu has begun to ascend exponentially. What we haven't been able to talk about is Christian Mahogany. Is he ready to come back? We all get he missed a ton of time with mono. There was some speculation that maybe he was having some depression or something like that, but it's been confirmed he had mono. He had a severe case of it. And if anybody who's ever had that, I have not, but I've coached a number of guys and girls that have had it over the decades, I guess, that I've coached. And it takes a long time for the body to really get right again. It can take months for people to really kind of regain their full strength and such. Mahogany is going to be back, though, fairly soon. It could be right after the bye. But I also get in his situation, since he's missed all of the off-season stuff, now the first month of the season, he's going to be way behind. But could it be in time he emerges as a little bit more depth in the interior offensive line, him or Sorsdale or whatever? So could the Lions go in that direction to get a little bit more aid and help out of the offensive line? Again, something we've talked about in the last few days. Now, we talked about yesterday with the news that the Lions were considering, or Brad Holmes at least had a conversation with the Arizona Cardinals for Budda Baker. Budda Baker, you guys heard me talk about it in the video if you watched it. I think he would be a huge win because he could play your Sam linebacker spot while also providing a whole lot more flexibility in coverage. You can blitz with him. You can stop the run, shoot run gaps. You can get to the quarterback. You can have him cover anybody probably other than a wide receiver number 1 or 2. And just to be fair to him, it's not that he couldn't do it from time to time. I just don't think you want him out there making a living covering the other team's top wide receiver, maybe even their number 2 receiver. But the number 3, the number 4, the tight end, the running backs, he's all over the board. But instead of going that route, could the Lions look at somebody, say, like a Lawrence Strickland, or, while he's, technically not a rookie, could it be Brandon Joseph, who got a start last week on Monday Night Football? Could these guys be leaned on instead of acquiring other players from other teams? That's where I'm starting to wonder with this Lions rookie class. Giovanni Manu, I still think it'd be in his best interest to wait until next year to really exposing him on the field. With that being said, though, if you watch those preseason games, he did not look as nearly as bad as at least I was expecting. I can't speak for everybody out there, but I did not expect him to look that sound. So kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to Frank Haley and everybody else. He is developing. Could it be that he could move inside instead of maybe a tackle spot and help out? Absolutely. Rakestraw, we've already kind of mentioned him a little bit today, but my thought is he's developing, and you could see it out there. The couple snaps, there wasn't much. There was like 2 snaps he played Monday night, but I thought the Seattle would go right after him, and they did on one play, and he did not look bad. So my question to you guys today, instead of going outside to get people, do you think it's more likely that Brad Holmes and the coaching staff just simply develops these guys and says, hey, we're good to go? The other one that we haven't mentioned is Sion Vaki. We get it. We see him on almost a weekly basis get out on the field. Now, whether or not he's going to make plays on that particular play, that's the other question. He's been in assignments on offense to go out and perform. He just hasn't received the ball as of yet. So that's my thoughts for you guys today. My questions to you guys. Which one do you think seems more palatable? Do we rely on these rookies, develop them more, get more production out of them? Or do you think that, yes, we can go for Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby, Budda Baker, whoever it is? Let me know in the comments section below, because I think there's a real strong case to say, hey, it's more Brad Holmes' nature, I guess you would say, to just simply develop guys we bring in through the draft and reward them with contracts than it would be to go out and acquire somebody else. Now, with that also being said, I do think you get like a Hassan Reddick for probably a 5th and a 6th round pick, maybe Budda Baker in that range too. Trey Hendrickson's probably going to cost a wee bit more. So would a Max Crosby or anybody like that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wouldn't cost anything to get those guys. Who knows? All right, let's get over to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say, and get after it this morning. All right, Jason, let's get Dan 10,000 subscribers before our Super Bowl victory. I'd be okay with that because it means we got a Super Bowl victory. Then we can say what up, though, as he deserves it for the great content. Thanks for that, man. Appreciate the show, brother. Exclamation point, Superdome or bust. Thanks for that, Jason, man. Yeah, and I never would have thought that it would be in range, but man, we're basically, 1,900 subs away from it. So who knew this day would ever come? JDC, good morning, all. Back at you, my friend. Jason, go Tigers today. 100%, my friend. Let's hope they get it. And yeah, I know we talked about it yesterday, but for being 10 games back with whatever it was 7 weeks ago, they are the 4th team in the history of Major League Baseball. And that needs to say something because Major League Baseball has been around for 140 years or something like that. They're only the 4th team to ever achieve that, make the playoffs, win the first playoff series. And the other guys that have pulled it off have all won the World Series. So could they do it, man? If they do, and they got a payroll under $19 million, wow, there are so many players on other teams making that amount of money. And yet that's your entire payroll. That's kudos to the AJ Hinge and the Tigers. See, JDC, yep, go Tigers, 100%. Be rooting them on while I drive all over Michigan today to show homes. Clark, go Tigers today and go Lions, exclamation point. Coach, what do you have for us today? Well, let's do a deep dive analyzation of those rookies. And could some of them, or to be fair, maybe even some second-year guys, really step up into play? One thing I will say real quick, Lawrence Strickland, I didn't list him because he was a free agent, a rookie free agent signing. I think if they want to go the route of having basically a Budda Baker be the weak side backer, a safety down in the box, I don't think Lawrence Strickland's quite that guy, but could you pull that off with Brian Branch and now have Brandon Joseph or Lawrence Strickland play the other safety spot? That's where I think if you wanted to just stay in-house and not give up some draft capital, that's something you could do. And I started thinking about that more and more after I did the show yesterday. I was like, man, this is something I would do because of the aggressive nature, the amount of athleticism you now put on the field. I really like Brandon Joseph. You guys heard me talk about him for a while. I really also like Lawrence Strickland. So I'm always a fan of putting the most sound players or your best players on the field at all times. And I don't care if it's volleyball, soccer, basketball, football, whatever. Put your best players out there. Figure it out as a coach how to make it work. That's probably what I would do. And it's no disrespect to any of the linebackers. I just think on second and long, third and long, now you present a whole lot of problems for a passing league. All right, Jason, heading to Mexico tomorrow. I'll be avoiding the woo-woo water, but we'll catch Lions Talk Live. Hey, go have fun down there. And yes, the woo-woo water could potentially lead you to some woo-woo moments. All right, Matthew, greetings and salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes that woo in her fresh morning dew. Yes, she does, my friend. You know what? Just for you, we'll go ahead and throw you a... All right, back at it. Robert. All right, hold on. Screen's locking up there. There we go. Robert. Woo! All right, Robert, greetings and salutations. Back at you. Eddie, don't want that smoked. Jason, laughing out loud. What could go wrong? Man, I'll leave that to you guys, the debate. JDC, Puff, woo, coffee, and Lions Talk Live. That sounds like a great morning every day. Trey, what's good, y'all? Question mark. I think some of the rookies will begin earning more snaps. Wingo could be the answer at defensive end for us. Yeah, because if you look at how the Lions coaching staff clearly wants their line to be constructed, they want run, gap, first, integrity, ends, or tackles. And now, can he get to the quarterback second? Wingo does fit that bill, in my opinion. He can stop the run, he can stop the gaps, and yes, he's got enough athleticism to go after and get after the quarterback. Is he going to be somebody with just explosive speed? Not that I'm aware of, but doesn't mean he can't do it at some point. All right, Robert, Hatman, a successful hunt this year. Congratulations, sir. Hey, good to hear that Hatman's done okay with that. All right, Robert, let's see, Matthew, no Lions football this weekend, so this is a Tigers weekend. It is indeed. Go get them, Tigers. Woo! Yes, and I got to imagine most of Detroit's going to be rooting them on. Robert, Jason, I thought you were going on vacation. I think he is. Let's see, Terry, good morning, everybody. Coach, you were right on Brandon Joseph. He can play. He can, man. He's, he's basically a rookie. I mean, he got stuff last year, but it was very minimum. He's more or less a rookie this year. You can see the growth and maturity he's made. And I talked about this a lot in OTAs. I know I did a video just dedicated to him when I got to go watch him and said, man, this kid, if he's given some snaps to where he gets some confidence, he starts maturing, he starts seeing the field, a little bit more instinctively, he could be really something for us. And so far in the preseason games, and now you add that with Monday Night Football, yeah, I think he could be a real win for the Detroit Lions. Jesse Green, salutations, kicking back today and listening to the Tigers. Crazy run by them boys. Yes, you're not wrong, man. Historic run. Hatman, Robert Yankee, thanks to you, my friend. Now just taking a few warm days off until I hit it again. Well, go have fun with it. See, Robert, what do you got? All we need is another edge rusher to help Hutch. This team is deep. It is incredibly deep. And the fact that we can list some of these rookies and say, hey, they are probably more than likely going to contribute, make this team better, I think it's great for them. Now, will we make the pull the trigger or whatever to get another edge rusher? I don't know. I would not be surprised by any means if Brad Holmes does make that happen, though. See, Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Working today, so just listening in. Hope the Duke crew has a good day. Same to you. Hopefully it's a safe one. All right, Robert. Nice hat, man. Hat, man. Good morning, Dan, and the singing Duke crew. Beautiful morning for Lions Talk Live and my coffee. Having venison back straps for supper tonight. Can I get a woo woo? You want a woo woo? I'll give it to you. And yes, I love venison chili, by the way. That stuff is great. Especially with a little hot sauce on it. All right, France, good day all. Nice work, man. Seems like everyone is saying Reddick to Detroit. Is that really possible? Is it possible? Sure. Will it happen? I guess we'll have to stay tuned to find out. See, Jason, can we limit Arnold to holding conversations, not receivers? Work in progress for sure. Now, he's going to develop. In my opinion, he is developing, but we all need to see less penalties out of him. And I know I've mentioned it since Monday night. If you watch the video on him and you just take out the penalty plays, to me, he looks like he is, noticeably better than he was week one. Of course, he's been helped, in my opinion, by facing so many real good receivers early in his career. He's getting exposed. He's being forced to learn at a faster pace. That's my opinion. JDC, Hatman, do you cut up your deer yourself or have it processed? We will have to wait and see. AJ, I don't see this as a fit here, Fernand. I don't see him as a fit. Okay, fair enough. Reddick, I'm assuming you're meaning, but I could be wrong. Hatman, Robert, yeah, I've realized that the older you get, the heavier the deer gets. That might be very true. Papa, I trust in Holmes. If he makes a move, I will think it is good. If he does not and just go with the guys we have, I believe they know what they're doing. Yeah, you got to give some praise to the front office, to the coaching staff. I don't know what they're going to do. I think there's a lot of interesting possibilities for people they could look to acquire. Brad Holmes has kicked the tires in the past 2 seasons on potentially trying to acquire someone. It's just the cost to acquire said player clearly was more than he was willing to part with. Rich, good morning, Duke crew. Big day for the Tigers. I would love to see Budda Baker on this team. Woo! Yeah, man, the dude's a missile. I don't think if you're just a casual NFL fan who watches, other teams from time to time, you probably know who he is. He really causes so many problems, and his instincts, his athleticism, they're just off the charts good. He would be a home run get or an addition for the team. Just understand that you're probably only keeping him for about 3 seasons in total. We'll have to wait and see what happens if it goes down. Hatman, JDC, when it stays cool enough, I do my own, but this one I took in. I'm slow at cutting nowadays. It happens, man. It happens. Jew Lions are going to beat the Cowboys 47-13. I'll take that. Jew, trust I got the NFL script. All right. We'll hope you read that well. And I'm down with that. Just win, baby. Voltron Force, good morning. Duke Crew fam, back at you. Matthew, Stephanie Weller, I hope you have a good day at work. Careful on the roads. Between now and the 15th is when some of the largest whitetail have been taken by arrow and by car. Yes, especially if you're going, I want to say she's up working in the southern part of Grand Rapids. And so, yeah, on 131 in some of those areas, you get a lot of deer crossing. I've seen horses jump on 131 before, hop over a fence in some of the farms in that area. Jedi, I hope you are right, Chew, 100% with that. Yeah, just beat the Cowboys. Robert Hatman, that sounds like old Chinese proverb. All right, we'll go with that. Maybe it is. JK Choo Train knows. There you go. Dave, well, we really need to get 3 of the next 4 games. I think, hey, let's hope we do get them. That would be great. And I do get it, man. The upcoming stretch of games, I want to say there's about 4 or 5 of them that, man, could really, if you go 4 out of the 5, you win 4 out of the 5 there, you've really set this team up for a strong possibility at the number 1 seed, at the NFC, etc., NFC North. So, yeah, go out there, man, get those wins. These are going to be some premium games. Robert, our rookies are ready, exclamation point. Our coaching staff is among the best. I agree with both of those statements. See, Hatman, Matthew Grace, wife had a doe run into the driver door the other night coming home from work. Yeah, before I got my current car, I was only like a mile from my house, and I was on 131 driving north, and yeah, deer just kind of came over nowhere, slammed to the side of my car, airbags took off. Yeah, I was very thankful that the insurance company said, you know what, you were within $50 or whatever it was of us tolling out the car. We get that the shops back then, I think there was basically like a 4 months wait because it was still coming out of COVID, just to get the car in to begin work. So they said, we're just going to total it out, give you a check. And yeah, I was dang lucky there. So hit that like and subscribe buttons, everyone. Help coach out. Yeah, if you guys could be so kind, hit the subscribe button. We're, like I said, 30, 25, whatever it was, subs away from hitting 8,100. Hit the like button. We try to get every video to 200 to 300 thumbs up or likes. All right, Ezra Gray, good to see you, my friend. Been a minute since I seen you, so good to see you. Good morning, Dan and the Duke Crew. Super Bowl bound, no trades unless is a top defensive end or safety Baker. I can see being a fit. Yeah, I think he'd be awesome as a weak side backer who can play safety, who can play coverage. Offense about to open up the playbook and blow teams out. I think you're right, man. The way they are trending, and again, I always like to say the trend is your friend. The offense is looking pretty dang good. Kudos to Tim Patrick, among others, for helping out. Burger time. Good morning, Duke Crew and Dan the Man. Same to you, Bergs. Hopefully it's a great one. Thanks for all you do for the channel, man. Burger time. Good morning, Matt. JDC, Hatman, do they sell porchetta seasoning there in the Lower Peninsula? That I don't know. I don't know that. Let's see what he says. Matthew, Hatman, my wife had an Impala, champagne tan color. She had altercations 3 times in 2 years. I told her an Impala is a African deer, and they were just trying to play. Okay, could be. Yeah, maybe, yeah, deers want to come after her car. All right, Hatman, JDC, never heard of it, but now I will look for it. And some jerky for afterwards. Yeah, I love venison meat and stuff. That stuff is great. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. By weekend doesn't seem to have the same flavor. I can't wait to explode on the Cowboys. Yes, I see Super Bowl. Woo! Yes, and the bye week, man. Kudos for the players and the coaches for having a little bit of time off to get away, heal up the body. It's one of the few times they do have this opportunity. The Lions are thankful, though, and really blessed because I've been saying it since this schedule was revealed. Having one this early for us, I think, is a huge win because you have this now. The newness of the season's over. You come back, focus on the Cowboys. You've got, a month and a half, so 6 weeks, we'll say, until you get your next pseudo bye when you have Thursday Thanksgiving Day game. After that game's over, everybody's running out the doors. They've got, 3 days, 4 days off where they can just take off, go away, vacations with the family, rest up the body before coming back and get ready for the following week. And then we do have a second Thursday night game. So we've basically got 3 bye weeks this year, if you want to Scooby-Doo it that way. All right, Matthew, morning burger time. JDC, Hatman, smiling, thumbs up. Hatman, Matthew Grace, that's a good one. I love it, 100%. Miles Barker, greetings and salutations. Coach and crew, back at you. Burger time. Book my trip for the November 17th game against the Jags, staying in the Hotel Greek. Hopefully this game will be better than the Tampa one. Let's hope so, my friend, and hopefully you have a phenomenal time there. JK, we got over 20-plus rookies in this depth roster. Yes, we've got a lot of good players on this team. See, Chu, I hope the Vikings win so they lose to us is more cinematic. I'll go with that. Yeah, leave their first loss to us. I'm down with that. Big Eddie, let's beat Dallas and Minnie, Green Bay. Beat them all, man. If they're playing us, they got to go down. The other team's quarterback must go down hard along with the team on the scoreboard. Let's see, Phil, good morning. Good morning, Phil. Picture of a building. Can't really see what it is, so sorry, man. Courtney, good morning, Coach Dan and crew. Same to you. Hopefully it is a phenomenal morning. Miles Margaret, be sure to leave a comment on these videos after the live video drops. Even just leave an emoji. It drives the algorithm for the channel much more than any chat can. Hey, I did not know that, so thanks for that, Miles Margaret. Thank you very much for that. Work time. We need a defensive end to help Hutch. If we truly Super Bowl contenders, go for it. Get the help. Yes, let's see what they do, because I think there is some possibility they could look to acquire someone. Again, it's with Brad Holmes. I get he doesn't like to overspend, overpay. Is it possible he could do it? Absolutely. Drew, what do you got? Good morning, Coach! Exclamation point. And my fellow Duke crew, back at you, Drew. Hopefully it is a phenomenal day. Robert, bring Max home. Man, if they could make that happen. I just worry how much it would cost to make that happen. But one never knows, man. Maybe they'll do it. Johnny, good morning, all. Good morning, Johnny. Here's Johnny. JDC, Detroit Lions, North America's new team. I'd say there's a growing sentiment for that it's not just a Michigan team anymore. The Lions in the last 2 to 3 seasons continue to grab national headlines. I think people are really you got a lot of good personalities on the team. You got the story with Goff. Okay, we get that. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown, made for the camera. Him and his family just made for the camera. You got Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, you've got the coaching staff. There's a lot of reasons why people are drawn to this team, and I think it's just going to continue for a while. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Sarge, greetings, Dan and Duke crew, exclamation point. Go Lions, Super Bowl, clobber Dallas. Woo! All of the above, my friend, and good morning to you, too. Good morning, Dan, the man, and the Duke crew. Grit is the thing, and you know what? It seems like more and more teams are trying to use the grit word. It's Jason. Our offense has arrived, but the defense, Terry Autumn, needs to step up. It's a touchy subject. I see what you did there. Burger Time. Good morning, Hookadoo. JDC, Dallas Cowboys will become South America's team. It might be, and it probably already is. I know a lot of people who are, I get it, in Dallas, in Texas, man, the Dallas Cowboys are, just almost like church. It's everybody's doing it. But to your point, JDC, and Mexico and some of the South America, there are a whole lot of Cowboys fans down there. Let's see, Hookado Berg, my fellow Lions. Oh, yeah. JK, EF Pfizer, there you go. We'll go with that. PFF, all right. Well, all the above. Rip Landry, yes, JK, yeah. Sad day for Lions fans everywhere. Jason Berry, I remember watching Greg Landry when I was a kid. Rip, yes, he was crazy legs himself. JDC, Rip Greg Landry. Scott loved Greg Landry. Sad news, man. Yeah, Father Time remains undefeated. Landry, JK. Hetman, Rip, Greg, you were a great Lion. He was, man. Imagine what he would do in today's game. That's my thoughts. I think he would do pretty well. Hookadoo, good morning, Miles Marker. Miles Marker, good morning, Hookadoo. A frosty morning. There you go. Miles Marker, laughing out loud, touchy subject for cornerbacks. Jason Berry, yes, indeed. Derek, good morning, coach and crew. I think Brad will make a trade, but it will probably be for someone that's not even on our radar. That you're probably spot on with that, Derek. That does seem like a Brad Holmes thing. That there's probably somebody, their coaching staff, scouting department, or whatever is their internal league scouting department have identified as a real good option for the Lions. If they can get them at a lower cost, that does seem like a Brad Holmes move. Lions fanatic Berg time. Oh yeah, Hookadoo, my fellow Lions fans, how you doing? See, Hookadoo, Miles Margaret, my thumbnail is that Arctic camouflage hoodie. Contact fanatics. Yours should be so early. Yours should be early also. Okay. Johnny, here's Rip Landry. There you go. All balls, no D. Good morning, Duke crew. Back at you. Love the name, by the way. Bird time. Baker would be a great addition. I think he'd be a huge playmaker for us, without question. Hatman, I had my mono in my early 20s, off work for 2 weeks, then worked for 3 days off, worked for another month. It wears your body down. Yeah, and that's why I think you're going to have to go slowly with Christian, get him back in time, not push him. Plus, I know it does, oh gosh, what is it, to your part of your body that gets swollen up for a while. Oh, I'm trying to think. Your spleen. Your spleen gets swollen from it, so you have to be very careful, especially in a sport like football, just because the contact, you could explode the spleen if it's not fully, kind of gone back to normal. Johnny L. Thunderstorm soon in Dallas. Let's drop that thunder and lightning on him. Miles Marker, Hookie, I'm hoping it arrives soon. ESP, now that you've got yours, I'll check out your thumbnail when Dan puts it up. There you go. All balls, no Buddha. He's held out 3 different teams. Detroit would be no different. Let's hope not, man. Yeah, but if you go for him, you probably got to know that coming in. So good point on that. Good point. Hookadoop Berg, I'm just wishing we didn't have bye this weekend, but we need it to get the dings out. Yeah, the good part is it's out of the way now. You don't have to deal with it again, other than the 2 different times the rest of the year when we'll have like 10-day breaks. JK, will Lions survive the following raining flags by refs? Woo! That's a fair question in Dallas. JDC, Thunder and Lightning, I agree. Shah, we need to be willing to leverage the future for results now! Exclamation point. Football is a results-driven business. You ain't wrong there. So I get your point there. Maybe give it up a little bit something now from the future to get something more now. Phil, stick with the formula, draft, and develop. I'm down with that. Johnny L, Thunder and Lightning, electric, baby. I'll go with that. JDC, I'll see you, Johnny, I'll see you, JDC. Courtney, I saw Wingo push a Seahawks lineman into Geno Smith like John Randall. I think they're very similar in their styles of play, Courtney. So, yeah, that's a good eye by you, by the way. JDC, Twisters racing down AT&T Stadium field. I'll go with that. Yes, let's take them out. See, Miles Margaret, perfect timing for the bye. Now we can focus on the Tigers this weekend. Such a young team. All of them 28 years old or younger, I hear. Yeah, and none of them getting big contracts, at least currently. Let's see, Hookadoo, the Tigers, they're great. One pride, I'll go with that. Johnny, Tigers, baby, I concur. JDC, Detroit Lions Stormfront coming to AT&T Stadium. Woo! I agree. We're coming after them. All balls, if we can get both sides of the ball to complement each other, Lions are unstoppable. Yeah, I think this team is really set up to be good this year, next year. I mean, really, it's hard to predict after 2 or 3 years just because the lineups will change, players change. But for the foreseeable future, we're looking pretty dang good. See, burger time. First and foremost, go Lions and then go Yankees. I'm going to the game, my second favorite sports team. First is Lions, of course. One pride. We'll go Detroit, and yes, let's cheer on the Lions. JK, it's baseball weekend for sure. Yeah, talking about perfect timing for Detroit fans. Yeah, the Tigers being able to play this playoff game this weekend while it's the Lions bye. Yeah, that worked out real well. Shaw, imagine having Baker up on the line and letting Branch sit back in coverage. He's one of the better players in this defense. I would agree very much so on both those. Dimitri, good morning, Dan and Detroit Lions fan. Woo! Let's go Lions 100%, and good morning to you too. Sarge, Landry, Rip, thanks for all the great Sunday afternoons. Yeah, phenomenal player back in his day. Sarge, go Tigers. I think everybody's cheering him on today. Now, good morning from Texas. Hopefully you are staying safe down there, having a great time, and having a phenomenal morning. Man Bear, Scooby-Doo, woo! And good morning to you, too. See, Johnny L, stay safe out there. Yeah, 100%. Southwest, woo! Everybody loves the woo, don't they? Dimitri, can I get a woo this morning? You want one? You know what? Why not? Let me find you a good, proper... And now you woo. All right, Hatman, I want to see more Vaki. That one trick play has me jonesing. There you go. And yeah, I think we probably will see him emerge more and more, especially if the Lions, they're going to continue to run the ball. You're going to want to keep Montgomery and Gibbs, as healthy as possible. I won't be surprised if you see Sion Vaki or Craig Reynolds at some point, at least get a couple snaps. Miles Marker, Ezra, great. Hey, good to see you in the chat again. Good morning. Good morning to you both, my friends. Let's see. Creative ideas. Want to, quote, chew Vikings like Copenhagen. Dan Campbell, let's go. Let's go ahead and put it on them, man. Beat them down. Beat the Green Bay Packers down. If the Lions could somehow pull off 3-0 in these next 3 games and now recuperate, get focused on the next upcoming games beyond that, man, that'd be a heck of a thing. Johnny Gaz, hey, what's up, Dan and Duke Crew? Exclamation point. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the bye week. Same to you, my friend. Thanks for all you do for the channel. Thanks for helping out, and thanks for all the great work you do on your channel. JK, Super Bowl time. I like the way you're thinking. Bowl of Bud. I'll go with that. JDC, creative ideas. Seeing what you're doing there. 100%. Derek, I think the bye throws a wrench in the momentum that we just started to get. Let's hope not. Let's hope we come out and guns blazing all over the Cowboys. Southwest, Lions get revenge on Cowgirls 34-17. I would accept that in a heartbeat. Chu, Lions Super Bowl and Tigers World Series same year would be crazy and put Detroit back on the map. Yeah, if we can pull that off, man, the city of Detroit will change quite a bit, especially financially. JDC getting real in the D. Go Lions. I'll go with that. Jason, Ford Field to be renamed after Carlton Davis and Terry Arnold. It'll be called Six Flags. There we go. All right, Ken. Greetings and salutations, Dan and Duke Crew. I think the third bye will come in week 19 because of memory serves me right. The Thanksgiving Day is followed by the next week as a Thursday night game versus Green Bay. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is what it is. Thanks for that. Johnny, we're going to hit Dallas like a howitzer. Yeah, that would be nice if we did that. All balls, no D. I changed my name from to my fantasy football team. It's Anthony. Okay, fair enough. And Gay, good morning. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Miles Marker. Hookadoo looks great. JDC Magic 8 Ball says, emanate the touchy feeling, grabby penalty flags, and backers will have it made. I'll go. Okay, I'll concur. Shop the VTG. After this month, we will have, quote, after this weekend, we'll have 3 months straight of Lions football every week. Woo! Sheila. All right, you want a Sheila? I'll give you a Sheila. All right. How do you like that clip I sent on that tackle? It was pretty good. Pretty good. I think I responded to it, if I'm not mistaken. Hookadoo, Anthony T, good morning, brother. There you go. Oops, wrong one there. All right, there we go. Good morning, brother Hookadoo. Hookadoo, I saw your new screen name, Anthony. There you go. Yeah, I didn't know who it was until you said it. See, Jason, our rooting guide for tomorrow morning show. Yes, I'll have the rooting guide all set for you guys. Know who to root against and who to root for come tomorrow. Let's see, Dimitri, Detroit, go get Reddick. He's not a troublemaker. The Jets promised him. Okay, thanks for that, Dimitri. I knew somebody pointed that out yesterday. The Jets promised him a contract, and they reneged. You put yourself in his situation. You probably would hold out to as a man. You should always keep your word. I agree. If the team promised him that, then that's bad on the team. That is just not a good look. And that does change the narrative for him, I would say, exponentially. Yeah, I'm not a fan when a team does that. And, dealing with college coaches, not to sound like Father Time here, but I remember once upon a time, there was a kid I coached, developed and everything, got them a scholarship offer back in the day when that was a bigger thing than it is now. And the team, because they knew the kid was financially well off at home, we'll put it that way, they saw an opportunity to sign this other player. They signed that player. That player ended up being a bust. The kid I represented left to go to a different school. They wanted me to try to talk that kid into coming back. And I was like, nah, man, you put your word out there. You offer the scholarship. You got tantalized by this other player that you thought was going to be a home run. That player ended up being a bust. Yeah, you've already broken your word. You broke the chain of trust. And unfortunately, I've seen that stuff professionally. I've seen that in the college ranks. It's just never good when jazz like that goes down because your word is now always in question. All right, Ted Gibbs is about to go off. I think so. And now that he'll be probably fully healthy, yeah, I think you're spot on with that. Big D, morning, Duke Crew. One pride, baby. Just win, baby. Woo! And all the above, my friend. All right, guys, I'm going to go out of here just a little early today just so I can get some stuff. It's going to be a busy day for me. I'm start showing houses at 9 a.m. and I won't get done to like 8:30 p.m. tonight. But then I'm taking tomorrow off from any work other than Lions Talk Live. So hopefully you guys have a great day. If there is some sort of breaking news today, and if I can find the time to get on air, I'll do it. I'll go ahead and get it over to you guys. Otherwise, man, just go have a great day. Be kind to others. Do something nice for someone you don't know. Go root on the Tigers if you're so inclined. Just other than that, Have a great day. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trail.